Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all year long. Welcome to our Raiders game preview. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders. This should be a fun one. Another game to evaluate Jarrett Stidham, possibly being the Raiders quarterback next year. Heard Raiders are trying to lock him up now before he goes out to the market, whether it's a backup job or a starting job. Should be a fun one. Chiefs need to win this one to try to compete for that one spot in the AFC. So Raiders trying to play spoiler in this one. So I would love for the Raiders to get this win and Kansas City play on the road in the playoffs. So we'll see how it goes. Nick, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, this one, I think you look and, Stidham, backup quarterback, whatever. But I think when you looked at the AFC West in general, in total this year, every game's been close. Every game's been within one possession, besides, I think, ours against the Broncos in Allegiant. But I think this game's going to be really close. I think this one's going to be fun, exciting. I think Stidham's going to come in and do his thing again. And, this is his last audition to show the Raiders why he should be their quarterback in 2023-2024.
Yeah, the Stidham thing is definitely the storyline. And if he's able to beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are trying their best to win this one, then it's going to tell a lot of people, like, man, I think Stidham is a good quarterback, and I think he should be the quarterback for the Raiders. Or there's going to be other teams wanting to get him if he beats the Chiefs, because Chiefs are a team. The Raiders, it's hard to get over the hump and beat them. We beat them rarely, occasionally. So if we beat them this one, and they got a lot going for them, then that'll be a huge win for the Raiders and a huge win for Jarrett Stidham. And obviously, yes, Jarrett Stidham is the storyline in this one. Yeah. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how Josh Jacobs finishes his crazy season. We'll see if Devontae Adams can pad some stats and finish off his crazy season as well. Max Crosby. It's just sad that all these guys have such amazing years, career years, and it seems like they're kind of going to go to the waste because we're not going to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you look at it. You see Devontae already passing Tim Brown's record. He's 2 away from tying the Raiders' touchdown record, 3 from breaking it. Max Crosby's having a great year. And you see kind of all these records kind of adding up, and Josh Jacobs about to win a rushing title. He's 160 up on Nick Chubb, and I think he just needs about maybe 50, 70 yards, and that thing's just wrapped up. Then you look at a record and it doesn't equal out. Kind of just sad to see, because we had so much talent, so much records. This was supposed to be a great offense, and at times it showed it, at times it didn't. But hopefully we just come away with a win on a positive note and send Kansas City home, into the playoffs, not struggling, but with the loss.
Yeah, and speaking of this Raider offense, another chance for Josh McDaniels to showcase his offense with a quarterback that he likes and trusts in the system. So that will be kind of cool to see, because we are possibly going to get a Josh McDaniels quarterback in the offseason, unless it's a guy like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think just looking at it kind of last week, we're going to get a Josh McDaniels quarterback. We're going to need somebody, and it's not about...
Or a Devontae Adams quarterback, one of the two.
And I think it's not about who's good or who's this, who's that. Who's going to coexist with McDaniels, and who's going to sit there and, do what he wants to do. Who's going to be his guy? And I think we saw it for the first time, how smooth it was and how good it was between a quarterback and a head coach with Stidham and McDaniels, and it worked out perfect. Plays were starting to work smoothly. Everything looked a lot smoother and better. And I think that's why I'm saying Stidham for your quarterback isn't such a bad idea at all.
Yeah. Which quarterback can see the field like McDaniel sees the field?
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. Like we said, Stidham with a big audition here against the Kansas City Chiefs, AFC West rival, playing their butts off. So it's going to be a very fun one. But yeah, that's definitely the storyline. Let's talk about this Raider defense. Raider defense played terrible last game, absolutely horrible. Yeah. I would love to see them improve and go go out this season on a high note.
Yeah, and hopefully we do. I think outside of just Max Crosby, this thing has been inconsistent. You have the Chiefs come. They're very dangerous. They got a monster in Mahomes, and every time he touches the ball against us, Kelsey always just tends to go off. You need to contain those guys, lock those guys up, you know, and hope for the best. We didn't play our best defensive football last week. Hopefully things change. We tighten it up a little bit, and we leave the season on a high note defensively.
Yeah, we're going to see the heart and fight of this team playing with nothing on the line, and going out and playing their butts off pretty much. Hopefully they do that and make the Raiders proud, make the Raider fans proud, because they're going to pay for tickets to see a non-playoff team.
Yeah, we got nothing to lose here. You know, Chiefs have, you know, if they win, Bills lose, they lock up the number one, and you know they get the bye, they get to stay home and just relax for the 3 weeks until Super Bowl.
Pretty much, if they win, it's a lock that they're tied for the number one seed.
Well, yeah, I kind of, the rules came out today or how they're going to do it. I really didn't pay attention because we're not in that tournament, but yeah, I mean, you know, let's go in there, play spoiler, you know, go for it on fourth downs, do some fakes, do some trickery. We got nothing to lose. You know, we already lost so many games. We're out of it. You know, and let's show everybody that we're not scared and we're ready to send these guys off on a sour note.
Yeah, I know I talked about it being an audition for Stidham, but it's an audition for this whole team. Who wants to come back a Raider? Because this team can be totally different next year than it is this year. What guys want to stay? They might. This is their last chance to make a mark. There's like a preseason game in a way, trying to make a team.
I think more on the defensive side than the offensive side.
Yes.
But in general, yes. And I think on the defensive side, you know, there's already talks that they're going to keep Graham, but he wants 5 or 6 new starters to come in. They want, you know, the scheme fit and everything. This is your kind of chance of, you know, you want to be on this team next year. You want to be looked at. You want a spot at least going into camp next year, and you know, this is your last chance to do it. You got 4 quarters, and you know, go out there and make your mark.
Yeah, this should be fun. Let's see how the Raiders can contain Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Let's see how Stidham does in this game. Stidham and Josh Jacobs. All the weapons that the Raiders have. Let's see how they do in this one. I would love to see Waller finish off strong, too. Yeah. He's been getting better and better, and it seemed like he had a better connection with Stidham for some reason. Hopefully that connection, you know, grows in this game. The Devontae connection grows, and then it should make for even more fun offseason, knowing we got a good tight end that's going to stay a Raider. Yeah. Because we said, I don't know if he's going to be a Raider, but the way he's been playing and us having a new quarterback, it seems like it's almost a lock he's going to stay a Raider.
Yeah. You know, one of the last games with Carr, played good, showed signs of Waller coming back. Last game with Stidham, looked really good. That's the Waller of old. That's the Waller we like. Keeps on playing like that, stays healthy. I wouldn't mind him being a Raider in 2023. You know, this game, I hope not. This could be Jacobs' last game in the silver and black. I don't think so. I don't think so either. I think this is, you know, he's gonna have a monster year, and this is something that we needed out of him. And he came out, took it personally that we didn't give him his 5th year, and he's gonna sit here, hopefully lead the league in rushing, have a whole bunch of touchdowns, and tell Ziegler and them, see, you should have gave me my 5th year. Now you got to pay me more or tag me or do whatever. But I'm excited to see if when we sign him.
Yeah, talked to my dad about the Josh Jacobs thing. Pretty much, he said that, you know, it's not like Josh Jacobs is a top 10 running back or top 8 running back.
Yeah.
He's the number 1 running back in football, so you have to bring him back. There's not really an option, because we'll look stupid. We'll look stupid if we don't bring back Josh Jacobs. I mean, there's a chance that we don't bring him back, but it's so easy just to put that franchise tag on. You only have him for a year. You're not committing anything, and you can see if he has 2 consistent all-star years before we give him an actual contract.
And the franchise tag's probably going to be in that 1 year more than what he's going to get year 1 in a long-term contract. Yes. So, I mean, I would take the franchise. I know some running backs and some players don't like that franchise. I'm not playing under a franchise tag. I need a contract, need to do this. You know, and I think it's one more, not to prove it, but let's show that you're an all-star running back, you know, and, you know, one more of these, and I mean, he can get his 2 or 3 year long one before he starts dwindling down a little bit.
But I'm loving all the Josh Jacobs like press conferences. He's talking like, I want to be here.
He wants to be a Raider.
He's talking about, you know, I don't care about the money. meaning that franchise tag me, it sounds like. Just franchise tag me, we're good. We're all good. I made enough money in this sport. So if you franchise tag him, it'll be all good. I don't think he's going to have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Just another year to prove it again, which I like that. Because he played great in this prove it year. And franchise tagging him is giving him his money, and it's still prove it for the next season for someone to pay him or us franchise tag him again.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But I would love Josh Jacobs in silver and black very easily. I love all the pieces we have now. Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, all those guys.
I think for obvious reasons, not our quarterback, not Stidham, DC. But I like to run this back all over again. Of course, we'll have a different quarterback, but this offense was dangerous at some points. And we were moving the ball easily at some points. And in that big stretch, and I know he's still on it, but that 3 or 4 games where Josh Jacobs was getting easy 150, two touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, and and pass catching and just everything just opened up. And those were the games without Waller, without Renfrow. Everybody come back, everybody healthy. You get a healthy Renfrow, healthy Waller. A really, really good off of a great season, Jacobs. This could be deadly. Now let's see who we get at quarterback to run this thing, and we could sit here and talk about this. Could be a really, really dangerous offense.
Yeah, not only Tay, Waller, and Jacobs. I'm not really sure about.
And I didn't even mention Devontae.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about Stidham, but Josh McDaniels' offense tend to like a guy like Renfrow, who we haven't utilized this year, like I thought we were going to, like everyone thought we were going to. And I don't know about Stidham, but I know for a fact Tom Brady had a guy like Julian Edelman and a bunch of those guys that I think he'll work great with Renfrow.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers, who had Jordy Nelson, and I think he would work great with Renfrow. So I don't know about Stidham. I don't know about Stiddy yet, but we'll see how it goes. But it seems like McDaniel's offense loves those type of guys. It seems like we haven't gotten in a groove with Renfrow this year, but I can totally see Renfrow coming back and having a great year under the McDaniel system.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it was quarterback, maybe it was just issues. He did get hurt twice. Concussed after the Arizona game, and then his chest or something, right?
Yeah.
His oblique or something. But yeah, I mean, in McDaniel's system, you had Wes Welker, you had Julian Edelman, who put up really good numbers in career years in New England with McDaniel's, and we kind of thought the same with Renfrow. Kind of didn't happen year 1. Excited to see year 2 what he does, and he could be dangerous.
Yep. All right, let's talk more about this Chiefs-Raider game. Let's do our offensive and defensive player of the game for the Raiders. Nick, let's start with your offensive player of the game.
Offensive player of the game, I'm going Josh Jacobs. We are, I think, the second-place rusher, third-place rusher, or the second-place rusher actually plays Saturday night. And Derrick Henry is the third-place rusher, plays Saturday night. But I think Josh Jacobs stamps the record books and says, I'm this year's leading rusher, and goes off over 100 yards, couple touchdowns, and caps off one hell of a season.
Mine is the same as last week. I'm going Stiddy. Jarrett Stidham. Last week I called it. I absolutely called it. I said I love the way he played in preseason, and I think he's going to carry it on. And he did better than I imagined. Like, I thought it was just going to be a type of offense where we just run a bunch of screens, a bunch of run pass option type things, and all that stuff. Not run pass option, but we do a bunch of screen, a bunch of little throws. But Stiddy was throwing it down the field
from the get go.
Yeah, from the get go, and you could see the trust that Josh McDaniels had in him with his play calling in the second half. And I love what Stiddy did, and I think Stiddy's gonna cap off this year in a good way. I think he's going to try to fight for a starting spot in Las Vegas. It seems like Stiddy really loves being in the silver and black.
Yeah, I think one more performance, there's going to be a real argument and a real head scratcher about what we're going to do at that quarterback position.
That's going to make Raider fans...
Yeah.
Raider fans are always split in some way. That's going to have the Raider fans all split up. Brady... Do we have a chance to get Rodgers? But Stidham's younger. The way he uses legs. Look how good he looked the last 2 games. He beat the Chiefs. The Raiders never beat the Chiefs. It's going to be interesting if he can beat them.
That one, you played, I think you've almost beat the best team in the NFC. They're hot right now going in, and the Niners that are hot going into these playoffs. This can very well be the best team in the AFC. They're the best team in the AFC West for years now. They've been beating us for a while now, and you go out there, beat them, show Raider Nation what's up. Of course we're going to watch you in 2023, 2024. Defensive player for me, I'm going to go Max. Max is, I think, my week 1. He's going to be my week 17, 18, whatever it is. He's going to cap off a really great year. I think he's at 11, 12 sacks, somewhere in that range. Get a couple on Mahomes. I saw the highlight today of him and Mahomes going head-to-head that Monday night, and just pumped me up. I think he's going to come out and put a stamp on the season in a good way.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick my 1 through 8, my week 1 through week 18 guy. I think I picked him pretty much every time besides maybe 1 or 2 games where I picked Perryman in games against like run teams or something.
Yeah.
But definitely picking Max Crosby. I don't think he had the greatest game against the 49ers. We didn't get to watch all the tape and stuff like that, so he might have had a good game, but he didn't have the stats really. It seemed like we got no pressure just in general all game. So I think he's going to come out hungry in this one against the Chiefs. I know he loves chasing around Mahomes, so I think it will for sure be Max Crosby capping off a great season. Back-to-back years for the Raiders now.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to finish it off on a high note going into next year because that's the type of guy he is.
And every time he goes quiet one week, he always comes out and is loud and crazy and just getting after the quarterback and making a whole bunch of tackles for losses. Really good season by him. And, I just can't wait to see what next year brings for him.
Yeah, one key of the game each for us, Nick, for this one.
I think just score with the Chiefs. In our first game, we got up to a 17-point lead. I would say maintain it, do this, do that, but that hasn't been the Raider way this year. We haven't maintained the lead. We haven't done anything. Just score and score with them. Get up big. Hopefully you can. If not, score with them. You got the best quarterback on the other side of the ball, and let's see what Stidham can do.
My one key: be aggressive. I think the Raiders need to be aggressive in this one. Josh McDaniels' play calling needs to be aggressive. Patrick Graham's defensive play calling needs to be aggressive. Let's just be aggressive. Nothing to lose in this one.
Yeah.
I know we want to play spoiler and all that, and I think the best way to beat a team like the Chiefs, who is aggressive, is you got to be just as aggressive as them. And I think that's what's going to take to win this game. And for Stidham, keep playing aggressive. I know you threw that pick at the end of the game. I know he was very upset about that one. But keep throwing the ball and keep throwing that ball up because that's the reason we got to overtime last time. And just trust yourself.
Yeah.
So steady, stay aggressive. This whole Raider offense, whole Raider team stay aggressive, and I think we can get this win.
Yeah, going back to the first game, Josh Jacobs had a monster half, almost 100 yards at half, was really lighting him up. Devontae only had like 3 catches, but every catch was just an amazing catch. And he had over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Defense played really good. Lost on a heartbreaker, lost by 1 point. Let's go out here, kind of play spoiler, and send these guys home with a sour note going into their playoffs.
Yeah, here we go. Raiders vs. Chiefs score prediction. Last game of the year.
Raiders win 34-30. No matter what, it's going to be close. These AFC West games are close. Even though the records and everything wasn't as good as everybody said it was be.
Yes.
All these games have been close. All these games have been really, really good. Let's go win 34-30. We're 4-2 in the division. Even though we didn't get it done, 4-2 in the division sounds good.
I think the Raiders win. They're going to score the most points they've ever scored this season. They scored 40 against the Seahawks, and they're going to score more in this one. And I got the Raiders winning 45-42 in a crazy game at Allegiant Stadium against the Chiefs, who will be trying their butts off on this one, trying to get that home field advantage. They know how important it is to play in Arrowhead throughout the playoffs. So I got the Raiders winning 45-42.
Yeah. I think this offense is going to look good. A lot more smoother, probably even better than last week, knowing that this is a division game against Mahomes and the Chiefs and everybody. This is going to be a really good game. Close, back and forth. We're going to pull it out at the end. And just like I said, even though it hasn't been a great year, 4-2 in the division, in the stacked division, looks good. We get a win against every team, and we go into next season on a high note.
Yeah, this should be fun. Let's finish this season on a high note, like you said, and then we can start going into off-season and having fun talking about the off-season. This is going to be a really fun one. This is a team that I don't think is far away. So only a couple pieces away, some defensive pieces away, but maybe one piece away on offense. So should be interesting. Finish on a high note. Let's have a good offseason. We'll see you guys next time. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.